and welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected many people, including working from home and also doing homeschooling. The Zutor Concierge is a company that's matching a tutor which best services the needs of your child. The idea is to support the kids with distance learning, help and keep them accountable, as well as also engaging with other children. Well, here to tell us more is the founder and CEO of the Zutor Concierge, Elyssa Katz. And Elyssa, good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
You know, earlier this week I was having this conversation and I was talking with some friends of mine literally about just this very topic itself, about how difficult it is sometimes for kids to stay connected virtually. And so I know having a virtual tutor, as you're doing, matching a tutor with a child, is really, really needed today. So talk to us about the work that you do.
Sure. So I started the company because I'm a parent. I have 3 kids, and I personally went through a lot of challenges with distance learning in the spring. Sorry. So I ended up deciding to start a business where I would match Zooters, which I call Zooters, with families who needed support during distance learning. So I decided that I would call it the Zutor Concierge. The name just came to me from thinking about Zoom and tutoring all the time. And I just wanted parents and families to feel supported while their children were learning. This is a very difficult time, especially for working parents. And so I thought this would be a great idea. I started in LA, and then it expanded into a national business.
Yeah. Well, give me what you've learned so far about parents, right? Because I think for parents themselves, if you're in a working environment, you've been forced to have to Zoom, and we call it becoming a Zombie now. But then when you have that whole process of actually trying to get your child in front of a virtual space to learn and go to school, it can be very complex. So walk us through a little bit about how you do the matching and the services you provide.
Sure. So a family will call me and reach out and just tell me a little bit about what their kids need, whether they have learning challenges, or if just all the challenges that they have gone through. And then when I'm talking to the educators, I really want to support the educators as well. I want to make sure that they're going to be matched with a family that has a similar learning style to what that educator is used to doing. And as I get to know each party, I then connect the 2 parties. And my job is to make sure that the family feels that they've given, I give them a lot of tools and ideas of ways that they can be set up for success. And the educators come in with that as well. But ultimately, it's up to the parents and the educator to find a rhythm that works for them.
Yeah. And we're talking about trying to find a creative space, right? Because when you have virtual learning, most times you have this laptop in front of you, you got this desktop or this device, but it's hard sometimes to be creative. But I know that's one of your passions, about really trying to find this creative space for learning.
Sure. So yeah, I think that just making a space that the kids feel is their own, making everything accessible for them while they attend their distance learning is key. So you want to have, color-coded folders so that it's easy for them to grab their math folder or their English folder or whatever it is. And, have a chart where you can give them stickers for, good attendance or good behavior. Let them feel empowered to want to do this on their own, because the more tools that you can give them, the more, and they feel good about their the learning, they're going to be more successful. So I think it's really just important to set up your kids for success in that way.
Yeah. What are some of the ways that actually a parent can actually help to their child to cope and really navigate through this? Because I've talked to some parents already who are extremely frustrated with having to just do this. And their frustration really comes from the fact that they simply just don't know. And I think when it comes to a pandemic, we can admit that none of us have ever been here before.
Definitely. I think, there's no book on this. This is all new to everybody. It's new to the teachers and the parents. So, there's simple things that the parents can do. I mean, first of all, I think it's important to lean on each other, right? So if it's not possible for you to have somebody in your house, like a Zutor, lean on your friends, lean on the kids' families. Maybe it's you switch off house week by week and you send a couple of kids to one house one week and then you send them to another house the next week so that parents can have a little bit of a break. So, that's just one idea. Or, you know, get an alarm, right? And like make sure that every day the bell goes off 10 minutes before the kids are ready to sit down and attend, be there for school so that come, the start of school, you're not on a phone call and the kids aren't watching TV and then all of a sudden you're scrambling. I mean, there's so many things that you can do, little things that will just make your life a little bit easier and less stressful. And also, I mean, give yourself a break, give the kids a break. It's a very hard time for everybody. And so just taking a deep breath and, know that we will all get past this. We did it in the spring. We're going to do it in the fall. One day things will be back to normal. So just, take a deep breath.
Yeah, I think one day, as I tell people, we'll get closer to life as we knew it, right?
Exactly.
But when we get back to life as we knew it, how do you see things playing out for Zooters?
Yeah, so my intention now is to grow the business. I am going to be launching an online platform in the coming weeks where families can connect with Zooters and all over the country. I have hundreds of educators ready to help families, whether they want to help them virtually or in person. The talent out there in the educational system is amazing. I have met wonderful, wonderful teachers, people who are retired, people who've been laid off, people who just want to change. And so I am so excited that come, the future, people are still going to want support after school. So my plan is to keep connecting families with educators and support everybody through their schooling.
Yeah. What are some of the things you're hearing from parents as you make contact and you're trying to pair them up? Are there some common trends or some common things that we're hearing from parents in this time and in this season that maybe we're not paying attention to?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I think one of the things I hear a lot, and I've been getting a lot of calls now that school has already started, this is when most of the families are calling, right? So they've tried it. It hasn't been easy. And now they're realizing they need a little help. I mean, I think something that most families are feeling is, it's really hard to get the kids just to sit there and pay attention. And, kids are constantly wanting to get up and it's really hard for the kids to understand, this way of learning. So the common thread has just been, how do I get my child to pay attention? What can I do? They don't want to listen. They, all of a sudden they come in and they're playing Roblox or they're playing on some video game. So, I just think it's important to know that literally every family is going through the exact same thing. It's pretty much everybody's kid is not wanting to sit and pay attention. They're doing it. This year's much better than last. I'll tell you that much. The teachers are doing an amazing job, but it's hard.
Yeah. What's been the hardest part for you in all of this?
As a parent or as a business owner?
Both, yeah, both as a parent and as a business owner. Tell me.
As a parent, I just think our family spent a lot of time together, and it's just been, it's a lot of family time. I love my kids, I love my husband, but it's been challenging. There's constant arguments, and I think for me it's just been, I don't know, the whole thing has just been very, very hard as a parent. I get what my clients are going through. I'm going through the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
As a business owner, what's been challenging, It's been pretty great. I
That's
honestly,
good. I mean, listen. If the only challenge you have is being a parent right now, just take it, okay?
yeah, I mean, being a parent is the hardest job in the world. Being a stay-at-home mom or a working parent when your kid's on distance learning is the hardest thing. And now, actually, I'll take that back. Running a business out of your home, working from home, and having your kids doing distance learning is very hard. I mean, you're on a call, I'll be doing an interview like this, and all my kids will bust in, and it just is what it is, right? Like, my children join lots of phone calls that it's probably very inappropriate, but they're kind of they come with the deal, like, they're part of the deal now. When you
Yeah.
gonna talk to one of my kids.
Yeah, it's called the new normal, and I think all of us are trying to cope. But I think that's great because on the one side you've recognized the problem, but then also as you recognize the problem, you've also provided a solution for many parents who are just like yourself. So, Elyssa, before we go, for people who want to get in touch, talk to us about how we can get in touch with you.
Sure. They can visit my website at thezutorconcierge.com and shoot me an email. You can follow me on Instagram and at the Zutor Concierge. You can shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy to lend my ear, text me, call me. Well, not text, but DM me. I'm here for you. I love to answer questions and be an ear for people to lean on. So come on, call me.
All right, Elyssa, thank you. You've got to leave it there. And of course, we want you to go to the website if you want more information. And we want you to also stay with us because guess what? Open is coming right back right after this.